Whether they're bumbling, irascible, crotchety, irrepressible, sensual, obstreperous, or bombastic, we tend to love the larger-than-life cartoon characters that we grew up with, saw in reruns, or heard about from our elders. Although many of these beloved figures sprang fully formed from their creators' imaginations, some were based on actual people. Others were inspired by characters played by comedians or actors on radio and television shows. W.C. Fields. A United Productions of America creation, the bald, cantankerous, nearsighted Mr. Magoo was an immediate hit when he debuted in 1949. He starred in 53 animated cartoons and won 2 Academy Awards. Mr. Magoo was immensely popular partly because he embodied the nation's post-war optimism. Like comic actor W.C. Fields, the nearsighted Mr. Magoo had a bulbous nose and narrow eyes. He also mumbled frequently. Despite these similarities, Millard Kaufman, who wrote the first cartoon featuring Mr. Magoo, said that Fields was not originally the inspiration for the character. Dialogue director Jerry Hausner seemed to contradict Kaufman's account, as Hausner said that director John Hubley did not want the character's voice to sound like that of Fields. Actor Jim Backus provided the character's distinctive voice. Frank "Rocky" Fiegel. Although most of us have probably never heard of him, Frank "Rocky" Fiegel has a claim to fame. He's the inspiration for Popeye the Sailor, created in 1929 by L.Z. Chrysler Cigar as a new character in Cigar's Thimble Theater comic strip. A resident of Chester, Illinois, Fiegel was a one-eyed, pipe-smoking riverman who had a penchant for getting into fistfights. Just like Popeye, other characters featured in Popeye cartoons were also inspired by Cigar's hometown friends. Popeye's girlfriend, Olive Oyl, was based on a thin store owner named Dora Pascal. Wimpy was inspired by William Windy Bill Scutchert, who owned the local opera house and loved hamburgers enough to send his employees to buy them for him during breaks in performances. Dennis Lloyd Ketchum. Dennis Mitchell, the child star of comic strips, comic books, and a television show, was based on creator Hank Ketchum's own son, Dennis Lloyd Ketchum. One afternoon, the real-life Dennis was supposed to be napping. Instead, his mother found him removing the mattress and springs from his bed, pulling out drawers from his dresser, and taking down curtains by removing their rods. Rita Hayworth, Veronica Lake, and Lauren Bacall. Sexy cartoon character Jessica Rabbit was based on 3 movie stars. Appearing as Roger Rabbit's wife in the 1988 full-length animated feature film, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Jessica attracted controversy because of her curvaceous figure, sultry demeanor, and sometimes suggestive dialogue. The film focused on the efforts of a shabby private detective to clear his falsely accused client, Roger, of a murder charge. Animation director Richard Williams explained his inspiration for Jessica: "I tried to make her like Rita Hayworth. We took her hair from Veronica Lake, and director Robert Zemeckis kept saying, 'What about the look Lauren Bacall had?'" Margaret Carey. James M. Barrie's female fairy, Tinker Bell, was usually represented on the stage by a flying point of light. For the 1953 Walt Disney film Peter Pan, she was personified as a winged pixie with a decidedly feminine figure. Her curves proved too indecent for the play's fans, especially in light of the rumor that Tinker Bell was based on sex goddess Marilyn Monroe. In reality, Tinker Bell was modeled after a different actress, Margaret Carey,